Your brain stores vast amounts of data, but much of that information is actually wrong. We carry societal myths that feel like facts. Today, we will identify this misinformation and correct the record. We have divided this audit into 3 categories. Category 1, animals; 2, space technology; 3, human health. In each section, we compare common beliefs against verified research to see what survives the scan. Before we begin, grab a notepad or open a document on your phone. Keep a running tally of every misconception you currently believe as we go through the list. Identifying where our knowledge is flawed allows us to build a more accurate understanding of reality. Let's look at the first set of data. Step 1, the animal kingdom. Consider 3 rapid-fire questions. Do lemmings jump off cliffs? Are bats blind? Are wolf packs led by alphas? We can start by removing a famous piece of misinformation. Lemmings do not commit mass suicide by jumping off cliffs. This idea persists because of the 1958 Disney film White Wilderness. The production team staged the sequence entirely, purchasing lemmings and pushing them off a cliff just out of the camera's frame to create a dramatic but fabricated narrative. Next is the concept of the alpha wolf. In the wild, wolf packs do not actually operate under violent dominance hierarchies, where an individual must fight to become the leader. Wild wolf packs are nuclear families. The parents lead the pack because they are the parents, not because they want to fight. Their offspring eventually leave to start their own families, rather than staying to overthrow a leader. Finally, despite the common saying, bats are not blind. While many species use echolocation to navigate in total darkness, every known species of bat has functional eyes and the ability to see. Some species have highly developed vision. Fruit bats, for example, rely entirely on their sight to find food and do not use echolocation at all. Understanding animal behavior requires us to look past Hollywood tropes and focus on the practical biology these creatures use to survive. Step 2, space and technology. Here are the next 3 prompts. Why do astronauts float? Did NASA waste millions on pens? Can you see the Great Wall? First, there is no such thing as zero gravity on the International Space Station. Because of its proximity to the surface, Earth's gravitational pull at that altitude is still nearly 90% as strong as on the ground. Astronauts float because they are in a continuous state of freefall. The station is moving forward so fast, its downward fall perfectly matches the curve of the Earth. Falling together at the same rate, they experience weightlessness, despite gravity. Next, the story about NASA spending millions on a space pen while the Soviets used pencils is a myth. Floating graphite dust from broken pencils is a major fire and electronics hazard in a pressurized favn. Paul Fisher developed the pen independently with private funds. NASA, and eventually the Soviet Union, simply purchased them for about $6 per pen. Finally, you cannot see the Great Wall of China from the moon. None of the Apollo astronauts reported seeing specific human-made structures from a distance. Even from low orbit, the wall is incredibly difficult to spot without magnification. Space exploration is governed by the rigid laws of physics and engineering, not by the legends that often surround it. Step 3, the human body. Here are the final audit questions. Can antibiotics cure a cold? Does sugar make children hyperactive? Does cracking knuckles cause arthritis? We can start with a common medical error. Antibiotics will not cure the common cold. This is a fundamental biological mismatch. Antibiotics are designed to target bacteria. Because colds are caused by viruses, these drugs have no effect on the infection itself. Next is the belief that sugar causes clinical hyperactivity in children. Double-blind trials have repeatedly shown that sugar does not alter a child's behavior. While a high intake of sugar can cause a temporary spike in blood glucose, followed by fatigue, it does not lead to hyperactivity. Finally, cracking your knuckles does not cause arthritis. When you stretch the joint, you lower the pressure in the synovial fluid, causing gas bubbles to form and then rapidly collapse. That collapse is the pop you hear, and research shows it doesn't damage the joint. These examples demonstrate how looking at verified biochemical mechanisms can help us correct common assumptions about how our bodies function. We have now cleared 9 major misconceptions from your list. Take a look at your tally score. How many of these myths did you previously accept as facts? A high score shows how effectively cultural myths can take root in our thinking. By correcting these errors, you now have a more precise understanding of the science behind these subjects. Facts are more useful than fiction. Try running this audit on a friend or family member today and see how many of their facts are actually myths.